to Dr. Kehinde Thomas.
Righteous teacher tell you say, a new dance thing there. Listen me. Favor bounce, favor bounce. Everybody have to do the favor bounce. Favor bounce, favor bounce. Everybody have to do the favor bounce. Favor bounce, favor bounce. Everybody have to do the favor bounce. Favor bounce, favor bounce. Everybody have to do the favor bounce. They say do the favor bounce cause you're blessed like that. Do the favor bounce cause you're blessed like that.
You're tuned into the MVP show with Dr. Kehinde Thomas right here on Omega Radio. Dr. Kehinde Thomas, would you go ahead and introduce yourself and your show?
Absolutely. So good morning, folks. This is Dr. Kehinde Thomas, and as usual, every Wednesday at 10 a.m., I'm right here on the show to discuss finance and what's going on. And originally from Nigeria, and I've been in this country all my life. Went to school here, did everything I needed to do in this country here, married, kids, responsibilities, and I run a financial firm currently. I have mentored a lot of people, in my career. I have helped thousands upon thousands upon thousands of families, with the subject of insurance and finance, and it's just something I take very seriously. I really do. So I'm here today to discuss, like current topics, how we can make sure we're prepared, for what's forthcoming.
So I want you to share a bit, enlighten us regarding this cashless society and how you are able to be of benefit.
Well, right now, as you guys understand, a few weeks ago, America became what we call a digital, pretty much cashless society. And they actually announced, like I mentioned a few weeks back, so the Federal Reserves have an arm called FedNow, FedNow. And FedNow, the easiest way to describe it is like call FedNow a giant cash app. That just look at it that way, form of payment exchange, etc. And so, what's happening now is this: we are approaching the point where we are eventually going to get rid of the paper dollar itself. And as a matter of fact, if you go to the Fed website, it actually says in the transition period, we'll get to a point where if you don't spend your money is actually going to expire. I know it's kind of funny to say that. You couldn't possibly make these things up, but you just go to the website and pick it up from there. So we are going to become that digital society, and people ask the question, so how does that relate to insurance transactions or everything? I make the point very clear, that the world of insurance, lives within the society. So regardless what kind of industry you're in, you're still within the society. So when we go digital all the way, and cashless all the way, it's not segmented to one industry, it's everybody. So it's not going to change, literally. If you have $1,000 in paper, and the equivalent is 1,000 digital, it's still 1,000. So it's not going to change your account value. It's not going to change, a lot of the things you have. Your interest rate credit method will still be the same. So the difference is this: you're just going digital. You're using your card. Everything is all paperless. That's pretty much it. So that's what's going to be happening. Now, the implication, though, because there's been a massive concern. And the concern for some citizens, the government is going to have so much control of your life to the point that it is almost like unheard of. Let me give you an example. You know how people say like, oh, I'm working at the table, or, I got this cash, this, that will disappear. Because every transaction you're doing is transparent. We can take a look at you. We can see exactly where you were at, where you went, how much money you spent, what's going on with you. Like, in other words, it's going to be so transparent that it's going to be almost impossible to be hiding stuff. So people are a little concerned. Those, the ultimate freedom fighters are saying, wait a minute, we need our freedom, in regards to this very subject matter. And I don't think there's been any consensus, as to how that it's going to manifest itself. So that's a separate subject matter. But I want to be able to tie this specifically to the role of finance and insurance. I want to take a few moments and address that because this is a major concern for a lot of people. I was having a presentation the other day, and somebody asked me a question, and the question the person asked me was this. So, how is insurance going to be able to survive a cashless society? And I smile. My response was very simple. And by the way, guys, if you want to know more as I'm talking about this stuff here, you could definitely, for further information on a lot of this stuff, you could reach me at 954-478-4498. Again, 954-478-4498. You could text me. Any of those things, and I'm okay. That works for me just fine too. But here's the idea, okay? So what they indicated, in the question they were asking me, was this, that, so how's this going to affect insurance? And I said, what do you mean? They said, when we go cashless, what is the role of insurance? How will insurance work with this? I said, okay, let's stop for a second. Let's pause. I said, right now, there are two places where your money needs to go. Two places. The first place, I said, gold. And I said, what do you mean? I said, go buy gold. But then make sure the gold is authenticated, that you're actually buying that brick is the real one, with insurance, and lock it up. And then people say, but why that? I said, first of all, gold is God's own money. It's been around since the beginning of time. It will continue to be around. And the value of gold, traditionally maintain itself. So when you go get gold, and then guess what you do? You could lock the gold away. So in the future, if you ever need something like a big ticketed item, you could convert the gold to the equivalent of your digital cash, and then you do your business. So it's not a bad place. By the way, I don't sell gold, so it's not like maybe I'm marketing gold to you guys on this case. Are you guys following me? But it's one very viable alternative. There's a second part. Life insurance. But why life insurance? What do you say that? Let's break it down. So if I'm putting money in the bank right now, what's going on with my money? Obviously, we have issues with the bank. Okay? Most banks truly are not even solvent. So there's a problem there. But let's take it a step further. What if I'm putting money in real estate? Look at what's going on with real estate right now. In fact, we just discovered that a lot of people in the month of March could not even make their mortgage payments. If you look at the reports that was just coming out this week. So, people are paying their rent late, and it's a lot of stuff coming. There's a tsunami of foreclosures that's pending. Since COVID, a lot of people have not been able, to make appropriate payments. So what's the point here? Couple that with something we call quantitative tightening by the government that says we're going to continue to reduce the cash supply, which the bank then says, oh, wait a minute, if you're not sending me cash, then I will have to turn around and ask all those all these homeowners to start paying me. All those people have not been paying me for a year or two. It's time now to start paying me. But the people that are supposed to pay don't have a job because they got laid off. So you can see how this is trickling down. So real estate, it's about to take a double whammy. The bank's in trouble. Where do you go? Where do you really go? The stock market's about to crash. With de-dollarization. So the only thing right now, that we know that is good is life insurance. So gold on one side. Now, life insurance is going to work more like the traditional banking system. Meaning you buy a life insurance policy, you fund it. When you need the money, you take it out. Okay, no taxes. I've been talking about this. And then it grows with no current taxation. And God forbid you die, then automatically it's still no taxes at all. So life insurance also paying you 5%, 6%, 7%, 8%, 9% for some of them. So which means what? It can hedge against inflation. So this way the value of your money is still maintained. So gold for big ticketed item, life insurance to work like the traditional function of a bank, because when you put in your money in the bank today, it's a total waste of money because the bank is not giving you anything in return. And inflation is wiping it off. So again, for more information, there's just a lot to share. For more information, please feel free to further contact me at 954-478-4498. Again, 954-478-4498. You could shoot me a text message. It's the fastest way to get hold of me. Now, I'm going to wrap it up with something we call de-dollarization. De-dollarization simply saying this: the value of our currency is about to be devalued. You know why? Because BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, came together and said we don't want to use dollars anymore. So you got that issue going on. And then more people are lining up to join them. Why? Because dollar is no longer backed by gold. Dollar is just paper. So now BRICS says, I'm going to come up with my own money that's backed by gold, that's backed by everything. The world says, voila, I want to use your money. It's going to cause trouble for us. So, but anyway, I'm going to say this. In the last few seconds, you do everything within your power to make sure, that you contact me at 954-478-4498 for further information so we can share information together. With that said, every Wednesday at 10 o'clock, it's all the MVP show to empower you with your money. Thank you.
Have you ever thought about what will happen to your family if something was to happen to you? How would the rent, mortgage, car